I had to work on my orientation here, guys. Looky here, look who I've got. Look who I've got. Huh? My beautiful kitty. My beautiful rag doll, right? I just wanted to show him off, give you some high vibes here, some kitty cat feline sweetness. Look how gorgeous. His name is Flo, Flocon, Snowflake. The breeder gave him that name. It was an F year, so. But he's a sweetheart. Yes, he is. Flo. He brings us a lot of unconditional love and negative energy clearing in this household. So perhaps I'll share that with you. I don't know how long he'll last. Being a cat, you know. Yeah. Is he comfy? Are you comfy, Flo? All right. I'm not sure you're gonna last much longer. Can we prop you up here? Oh, hello. Hello. Does he look grumpy? Are you grumpy, Flo? I think you're okay. Yeah. I think you're all right. Yeah. You're the star of the show. King of the jungle. A precious little fluffy angel. I know you guys would appreciate his presence. Yeah. Now, let's see. Who's your sweetheart? Who's your sweetie? Who's your sweetie? Who's your sweetie? Who's your sweetie? You are. You're a sweetheart. Yes, you are, my darling. Yeah. Fluffy, precious. He's a ragdoll. He's a ragdoll kitty. And that's his breed. And they're bred to be extremely sweet. Yeah. And that he is. He's a sweetheart. He is a cat, though. Yeah. You're a kitty. And you have all the feline characteristics. So, he does not have endless patience. Yeah. You're a precious little fluffy angel, though, aren't you, darling? Yes, you are. This could be its own video, right? I think he's at the end of his patience. Are you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Now. Down you go. Okay. Let's see if I have hair all over me. Now, guys, I just filmed a video for you. Oh my goodness, look at this hair. It's the only downside of having a ragdoll cat is that, well, you can expect a lot of fur. But that translates into some calming triggers for you, perhaps, right? How you doing, guys? How are you doing today? Let me see. Come on. Give me some chat here. I just filmed a video for you guys. And so I thought it would be fun to interact a bit on a live basis, since you guys seemed to enjoy that last time. Yeah. Now, because it's on my camera here, say hi. Tell me hello so I can see if I can chat. Right. Shall I get out some props here? Looky here. Ah, this one's good. We'll do a little tapping for you. Yeah. This is a beautiful heart that was carved. There was an aspen tree that unfortunately needed to be cut down. And so the person who cut it down made me a heart shape. Isn't that sweet? Hi, Sven. Look at you. Welcome. I loved chatting with you last time. Sven in Germany, right? I've forgotten. Is it Heidelberg? Are you in Heidelberg? Did I remember correctly? I'm great. How are you doing? Sending you love on this beautiful weekend day. You're from Bavaria, almost. What does that mean? Do you know what I have? One of my most prized possessions. I will tell you, Sven. I have a cuckoo clock, which of course is made in Bavaria, in the Black Forest, right? Yeah. I was raised in a household with a cuckoo clock. That is, my father loved it. And on the back it said made in West Germany. Of course, it was purchased during the days where there was East and West. And well, I loved the cuckoo clock. I know more about Bavarian culture than you. Oh, come on, Sven. You need to be a good representative of your own region. Such a beautiful country, Germany. Yeah. Tell me your city if you're comfortable. I've forgotten where you live. But yeah, so the cuckoo clock, my father would wind it every day. And the little cuckoo would come out and sing the hour. And I loved that. And so, well, oh, trust me, I'm not a good representative. I even hate lederhosen. I mean, lederhosen, well, you know, lederhosen. It's a bit old-fashioned, we're going to say now, right? I'm not sure if you showed up in lederhosen. I'm not sure the impact you would have, Sven. Augsburg. I've been to Augsburg before. I know I have. Yeah. I think it was on the Romantic Road. Correct me if I'm wrong. I definitely have been to Augsburg. Lovely. Didn't know I was going to be meeting you after the fact. You like pretzels. Yeah. Who doesn't love pretzels, right? Beautiful. The question is where you haven't been. Oh, I haven't been so many places. So many places, Finn. The world is huge. So many places to discover. You know where I'm going this summer? Maybe I should make it a surprise. Guess. Can you guess where I'm going this summer? Should I give you hints? Where am I going? It's not North America. It's not South America. Give you some hints. Okay. It's in Europe. And I've never been there before. That's the beauty of it, Sven. I love going places I've never been. Yeah. That's the adventure component, right? That's my favorite. Discovering new cultures, languages, cuisines, landscapes. You know, how can you know if you don't know? You don't know until you know, Sven, you know? North or south? Okay. So, south. South. I went north last summer. I went to Norway. Did I tell you guys that? I was in Norway last summer. Yeah, so south, let me see. Bon matin. Do you say bon matin, Bruno? Hello, Bruno. Welcome. Welcome back, Bruno. You're my Québécois. Salut. Sven, Italy. Now, I'll definitely be going to Italy this summer. That you are correct there, Sven. Bing, 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 bing. Ding, ding, ding. But that's not where I'm going on vacation. But that is a wonderful guess. Very impressive. Je me réveille. Tu te réveilles. Ouais, bah oui. Il fait un peu tôt. Ouais, c'est tôt pour toi. It's early in Canada. Let's see, are you on Eastern? No, are you on Central Time? What's your time zone in Quebec? C'est Austria or France? I mean, France, France I know like the back of my hand. I'm telling you, Sven. France, I live very close to the border of France, but I mean, I've been to France so many times. It's a fantastic country, of course. But no, it's not. Maybe inadvertently I might pop into France. Maybe on my way to Italy. We'll see. But that's not my destination for vacation. Good morning from the UK, Issy. Hello, darling. Aw. The UK. Il est 8 heures. Je me suis levée à 7 heures. Wow, you get up at 7 o'clock on a Saturday. Ah, there's Flo. Flo, you guys want to see Flo again? Did you miss him in the beginning? Flo, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look at the kitty. Okay, Sven, you are... Flo says hi. Hey. Sven, you are... So, yeah, with France, you're warm. You're warm, okay? Now, you're warm. So, I would go, try a direction. Deux anges ce matin. 2 angels. I know, yes, he is definitely an angel, let me tell you. He is such a good boy. You are such a good boy, Flo. I love him so much. He is such a fuzzy darling. Yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a sweetheart. Yeah. You are such a good boy. I don't know how long he's going to last, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, you're sweetie. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Look at that. Luxembourg, the Netherlands. No, see, you're going north. You're going further north. Okay, Sven. We're staying, because I live in Switzerland, remember? So we gotta be, let me see. Let's see, I don't know if Flo's gonna stay. So it would be south of Switzerland. That's correct. France is directly south. Good. Now, where else can we go? In Italy as well. Where else? It does not border Switzerland. Let me see. Right. Give me another guess. Give me another guess. Chez toi, il est quelle heure? Alors, il est quasiment 14 heures de l'après-midi. It's almost 2 p.m. here. Yeah. Alors, Bruno, devine où je vais aller en vacances cet été. Ok? C'est plus au sud de la Suisse. C'est ça. All right, Sven, give me another. Was Spain close? Yes, you are so hot with Spain. It's not Spain, but you are so, so warm. You are scalding, Sven. Scalding. Bubbling. You're boiling. Boiling. What's close to Spain? Come on, you can do it. Portugal! Yeah! Sven! #1. You got it. This summer, yes, I'm going to Portugal on holiday. Yeah. So a little city break and then the beach. Alors, yay, Sven. I'm so proud of you. Great job. That sounds great. Yeah. I've never been to Portugal and I've wanted to go for some years now. Mm-hmm. And Flo's chatting with you guys in real time. Yeah. So Portugal, yeah. Be going to the beach and it should be extremely fun. Keep in mind it's the Atlantic, right? Now, my favorite beaches, I was raised in the south of the US. So when we went to the beach, which was not often, we went down to the panhandle of Florida. I've been to the Atlantic portion of Florida as well, obviously. But the panhandle, where the water is an aqua and color and very warm in the Gulf of Mexico. Perfect white sand. Yeah. So it's true that in Europe, I've been missing that. Bruno, il faut que je te parle en français, sinon tu vas pas suivre. Ok. Je parle des plages en Europe. Ok. J'avais du mal à trouver la belle plage qu'il me fallait. Voilà. So, the beaches, the closest I found to the beautiful Gulf of Mexico beach was Mallorca in Spain. So Mallorca, the island, I've been 3 times. And yeah, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, Greece, you know. The Greek beaches. My favorite Greek island was Santorini, where they have the black beach. Very hot. They have a red beach. Yeah. And they have those gorgeous whitewashed structures, the houses, in juxtaposition with the blue of the sea. So stunningly gorgeous, right? Wonderful memory. I spent 3 weeks in Greece. A road trip in graduate school with my 2 fellow female students. We had a lot of fun. Sven, you went to Lanzarote this year, February, and the Atlantic was actually really pleasant. I thought it was going to be very cold, so summer in Portugal must be amazing to swim. Lanzarote. Okay, Lanzarote is Flo. Okay, actually, I think Flo's he's a bit peckish. He's a bit hungry, but he wants to say hi too. Lanzarote is, where is Lanzarote? Is it Spain? Is it the Canaries? Why am I thinking the Canaries, actually? Have you been to the Canaries, Sven? It's right next to Morocco. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Morocco. I also want to go to Marrakesh. That was definitely on my short list for a long time. Going to the markets, all the spices, the colors, right? Have a good tagine and the dried fruits and whatnot. Beautiful. Yeah, right next to Morocco. Okay, Lanzarote, yeah. How beautiful. Yes, it's Spain. Okay. Mm-hmm. Lucky you in February. And so did you swim? Did you swim while you were there, Sven? Are you a good swimmer? I don't, Bruno, est-ce que tu nages? Bon, au Québec, il fait froid, hein? Est-ce que tu es nageur? I'm not a good swimmer. I mean, it's not one of my fortes. I love the water. I love being in the water, not lakes. I love being in, my favorite's a good thermal bath. I'm going to be honest with you. A thermal bath. Yeah. It's true, Sven, near you, Baden-Baden, right? There are a lot of thermal baths over there. I haven't tried that. But je nage comme un caillou. I'm not that bad. Je suis pas... je nage pas aussi mal que ça, moi, mais... un caillou. My favorite stroke is the backstroke, actually. I'm really good at the backstroke. Yeah. Flow. Flow. Sven, did you swim? Yeah, you went swimming. It wasn't cold at all. The waves were a bit tough, but other than that, great. The waves, yeah. Got to be careful of those waves, right? Where I'm going in Portugal, it's the side that's quite windy, apparently. So, with a really bad rib toe, since I don't really enjoy swimming in, the ocean or the sea, it doesn't bother me. I'll be doing lots of long walks on the beaches, absorbing all those negative ions, the marine air, right? Bruno, donc je vais au Portugal cet été en vacances. Et c'est un peu dangereux là où à la plage, mais je vais profiter de me promener à bord de l'océan, du coup. Yeah. So any time of year, I love going to the seaside. And it's just so healthy, right? I'm so excited for you, Sven, to go in February. Yeah. Mieux sur des skis que dans l'eau. All right. Ouais. Okay, skiing. I mean, j'adore skier. Ça, c'est clair. I love skiing. Sven, do you ski? Do you ski, Sven? So, Bruno, tu skis où? Tu skis où? Alors, je ne me rappelle plus où c'est. C'est quoi la chaîne de montagne juste à côté de Québec? Je ne me rappelle plus. It's not the Adirondacks. Adirondacks, is it? That goes all the way up there? Je ne me rappelle plus. Tu vas me dire. Yeah, skis. I mean, skiing's awesome. Sven, do you ski, hun? Of course, living in Switzerland. I actually learned how to ski in France, though. I learned how to ski in France. And I've skied more in the Pyrenees than I have in the Alps, if you can believe that. J'ai skié plus dans les Pyrénées que dans les Alpes. J'ai appris à skier dans les Pyrénées. I went skiing often when I was a kid, but not anymore. But apparently it's like biking, you don't really forget how to do it. Yes, Finn, I agree with that. Because, I had at least 1 year, one season off. We won't even talk about, the recent events when everything was closed. And I was back last season, and it was, it's just like riding a bike, right? I find we're a bit more tentative as we age. I agree with that, because no one wants to blow out a knee, Those ACL injuries, we all know someone who's had one. Yeah, but so although I can do black slopes, I choose to do reds at the max. Usually blues are my favorites. And that way I can shoot down the mountain and take in the beautiful panorama at the same time as molding into the mountain. That's what I love about skiing. You are one with the mountain. It's like nothing else. It's like no other way to experience nature. And then on the ski lift, how fun, right? I love the ski lift. So you need the respite, you need the relaxation after going down the hill, right? And then you get the rest, and then you just take in the gorgeousness, the alpine setting, right? The trees, the footprints of a fox, maybe, the lichen on the rocks. Yeah, I love that. And then the mountains in the backdrop. Alors tu skis plus, mais tu es mieux sur des skis que dans l'eau. Ok. Alors, ah oui, mais tu dois faire de snow skiing, right? Les raquettes. Tu fais des raquettes. I'm sure Bruno lives in Quebec, so I'm sure he does snow. The snow, what do you call it? Right, les raquettes, when you're actually walking on the snow, right? Which I've never done, actually. I was going to try. But no, that's not true. I did. You know what? About, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I spent the night in an igloo. Raquette tous les hivers. Ouais, c'est ça, Bruno. He always does the snowshoeing. Yeah, I'll bet. There's so much snow by you, right? And so we went to Avoria, the ski resort in France, and every year they construct an igloo made out of ice blocks, and inside they have it kitted out with ice sculptures, and you can eat a fondue for dinner, and then they have ice beds topped with snow with really high-tech North Face bedding, you know, sleeping bags for, I don't know, must be the alpine climbers that use those, right? And you spend the night in the igloo. And the cool thing is that it was warmer outside the next day. The next morning, it was warmer outside than inside the igloo. So we were all, you could see your breath, no lie. You could see your breath. And then we even had like a shroud covering our faces, and the only thing poking out was our nose. That was the only thing that was cold. But you know, it was a bit chilly, even with the space age sleeping paraphernalia. It was a bit, I must admit, we were a bit chilly, especially the kids, right? But it was a fantastic experience, and we had a lovely fondue. Yeah. It's a great story. Alors, les raquettes, c'est relax pour voir les animaux dans les bois. Absolutely, yeah. Snowshoeing, going to see animals. You see the animals in the woods. What kind of animals? Quel animaux? Qu'est-ce que tu as vu dans les bois comme animaux, comme animal? Ooh, Sven, what is your scariest experience while traveling? My scariest, Sven? Drama. Craziest. I don't know. I mean, scariest. Scariest was probably, you know, as a woman, you have to be careful when you're traveling. And I did do a lot of traveling in undergrad. I graduated early. So I took a semester. I waited on tables when I would study abroad. At the time it was France. I was studying in France. Je faisais les études en France. Alors, je me faisais de l'argent pour me financer les études en étant une serveuse. So I was a server, and I would wait on tables and collect those tips and then study abroad and travel throughout Europe. I had a Eurail pass, And on one of my adventures, so I like to explore, as you know, and I had never been to the Netherlands. Okay. So I went with one of my friends, a fellow student, and we stayed in a youth hostel in, I believe it was Amsterdam. And it was a bit scary because the door wouldn't close completely. And so there was this little sliver of light at all times. And the lock was a bit iffy, you know. So we were not super safe and secure. All right, we didn't have that. It was fine. It was completely fine. Yeah. I definitely lived to tell the tale. Tell the tale. Sven. Yeah. But crazy as gosh. Crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what was crazy. I've had so many amazing travel experiences, you know? I did think I was going to get trampled by bison at one stage. This was when I was about 12 years old. This is funny. So this is in the US, and we were traveling out west as a family. On allait à l'ouest en vacances quand j'avais 12 ans, Bruno, et dans le parc national de Yellowstone. So we were in Yellowstone National Park. I think it was Yellowstone. And they have herds of bison. Il y avait les bisons. Et j'avais tellement peur parce que le troupeau de bisons nous approchait. Donc je me suis cachée. Je me suis enfuie dans la voiture. I literally hurled myself into the family car, into the vehicle, because I was sure the bison were going to come and trample us, right? You know, the park personnel, the park rangers had put the fear of God into us because they told us that the bison, well, they seemed so peaceful, and these just huge, massive animals, right? They weigh literally a ton. And you think, oh, they're so heavy, right? They're very voluminous, and they can't possibly move quickly, but they can. And so every year, tourists are gored to death. They're literally, the horns, right? They're skewered, and they have some bad stories, bad things happen because of the bison. So I was scared. I was a bit scared. And I just hurled myself into the car, much to my family's enjoyment, I must say. And they teased me about that for years after. So that's an exciting story for you. Little excitement. Yeah. I would love to go to Yellowstone, but my parents told me stories about giant spiders they saw there. Are you serious? Okay, I miss the giant spiders. You know, there are giant spiders in the desert, right? You can't go anymore because you're afraid of tiny spiders. I know. Spiders are not my favorite. I have sort of gotten over that phobia, but in my household, it's quite common, a fear of spiders. One of my sons actually puts them outside when we find them. God bless him. I have a tendency to smush them with my slipper. Est-ce que tu as une phobie des araignées, Bruno? On parle de phobie des araignées. Yes, Sven, I hear ya. I hear ya. And do you know where? Do you know, oh, this would terrify you, Sven? Darling, don't mean to scare you, but on one of our family adventures out west in our motorhome, we went to the desert. And that's where tarantulas live. Yes. And we literally saw a mass of tarantulas crossing the street in front of us. Oh, yes. Oh no, Sven. I'm so sorry. Ouais, donc une masse de tarentules, on a vu, qui traversait la rue juste devant nous, dans le désert aux États-Unis. J'étais pas à l'aise. I was very uncomfortable. Yeah, very uncomfortable. So happy to be in the car. Sorry, my alarm keeps on turning off. Yeah, I always want to keep them alive, but I just can't touch them. I know. No, don't touch them. Don't actually hold the spider, Sven. There's you just have a cup for that purpose, a cup you don't use, right? Mm-hmm. And you take some paper you're going to recycle. I know you recycle because you're German, Sven. Germans are fantastic recyclers, as are the Swiss. I recycle here. You take a slip of paper, cardboard, some firm, thicker piece of paper that fits under the cup, okay? So you put the cup on the spider. I can't believe I'm telling this during my live. You slide the paper under the cup, and then you take it outside and you shake it out. Or, I don't know, open your window and hope your neighbor's not downstairs. This is my personal technique, and it works like a charm. It does. Promise. Try it, Sven. You'll like it. Oh, hell no. That sounds like a nightmare, right? You're talking about my tarantula story. I know, darling. Yeah. It was not pleasant. So not pleasant, yeah. So not pleasant. Yeah, I know. I'm afraid that they crawl out and then they crawl in my ear and eat my brain. Yeah, I think that is a common fear, actually. Just never spend the night in the desert. Okay, Sven, don't do it because they definitely have skin-eating spiders. Not fun. I wouldn't do it. Nah, no thanks. I'm not a desert person. I like green, lush water. Maybe an oasis, who knows? Stop, Sven. I'm so sorry. No, you're okay. You are safe. You are so safe in Bavaria, Sven. No worries. Yeah, you're so safe. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. Flo says, cut it out now. Be nice to Sven. Alors, Bruno, comment ça va? All right, I lost your list of your animals that you see when you're snowshoeing. Alors, les renards, loups, chevreuils dans ma cour. Wow, chevreuil. Orignal, aigle, hibou. Wow, those are fantastic birds, eagles and hibou. The owls. What is orignal? Orignal, c'est quoi? Bruno? Huh? I can't believe you have chevreuil, so little goats, little baby goats in your courtyard. How cute is that? And they're wild. Wolves. T'as vu les loups? Flo's coming up to see me. Have you actually seen wolves, Bruno? Bruno, t'as vu les loups? Foxes. I have foxes in my neighborhood here. I see foxes from time to time. In my neighborhood, we had a white fox. On a eu un loup blanc dans notre quartier. Un loup classique. Alors, brun rougeâtre. C'est mon préféré. C'est tellement beau. Et puis, ouais, ça j'ai vu. Et toi? I have Flo fur on me. Alors. Hola from the Midwest. Kurt. Hello, Kurt. What state are you from in the Midwest? I was just talking about visiting the desert on my Midwestern adventures. Do you know I lived in Chicago for 8 years before moving abroad? Chicago, Illinois. Fantastic city. Loved Chicago. I love Midwesterners. Yeah. Being from the South, they're good people, good values, right? Kurt, fantastic having you here. Now, everyone who's watching this, are you subscribed? Let me do some business. Are you subscribed? Tu me suis, hein? Tu me suis. Tu as liké. Tu es abonné, Bruno. Ça, je sais. Je sais que tu es abonné, Bruno. Where do you live now? In Switzerland. I'm in Switzerland, yeah. Gorgeous, gorgeous neck of the woods, right? I'm in my little bubble of beauty and peace. Yeah, it's a fantastic place to live and to raise kids. Definitely. I love it here. Have you been to Switzerland, Kurt? Tell me. Tell me your European adventures. Nice, okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Right. Swiss. Oh my goodness. Swiss. Have you been to Switzerland, Kurt? Yeah, talking about Lanzarote, I was also thinking, Sven, of going to Malaga. That was definitely on my radar for a future beach adventure. I haven't been to Malaga. And apparently next door is a beautiful village with wonderful cathedral. I do love me a beautiful European cathedral, right? Go inside, look at the stained glass windows, light a candle, a votive. Yeah. Right. And the churches in Germany, Sven, are quite beautiful. The Germans are really quite skilled at renovating, right? Renovating the ancient structures. And they practically look like new. They're so well maintained. It's amazing. In Switzerland as well, for the most part. You haven't been to Switzerland, Kurt, but you would like to, yeah. I would encourage you to pop on over to the country. Sven, you've never been there, so you have to tell, yeah, never been to Malaga. Absolutely, I will absolutely tell you if I go. I will definitely tell you about Portugal, and I will be sure to film a few gorgeous shorts. Do you watch my shorts? How do you guys like my nature shorts? Bruno, je sais que toi tu regardes les shorts en pleine nature. Hein? Do you guys like the nature shorts? How is it there? Yeah, Switzerland's amazing, right? Where have I been recently? Well, I would say Zurich. Zurich was my last adventure. I went last year, and amazingly, I'd just been through the airport. To Sarajevo last year. Yeah. Zurich is the big hub in Switzerland, so you can pretty much go anywhere from there. but I actually gave the city a proper visit. They have some beautiful parks along the lake. And I did go in October, so the lake was not attractive, tempting boat rides, yeah? And, oh my gosh, what do we see? I have a son who loves soccer, football. And so we went to the FIFA museum. And I was amazed, pleasantly surprised by how I loved that museum. They've invested so many millions, clearly, in that museum. And well, it is so worthwhile. It's beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous, aesthetically beautiful, if you can imagine. And of course, they have all the different jerseys and historical figures, and but it's a beautiful modern building, inside and out. Beautiful old town, also with the old cathedral. With Marc Chagall stained glass windows. I'm a huge stained glass window fan. Marc Chagall, of course, the Russian artist. Nearby in France, where we've skied, in Passy, Marc Chagall also created amazing stained glass windows. He has an interesting life as an artist, but he has a whole chapel with just his stained glass windows. Yeah, Zurich. So part of the Swiss German part, where you'll hear Grütli, right? The Swiss German language, which is spoken only, not written, like High German, Sven. Sven, have you heard Swiss German? I'm interested in knowing. I'm sure you could understand, probably. Of course, everyone here in Switzerland studies the High German, right? In school. Yeah. Je regarde et écoute la nature, les sons, les énergies. Yeah. The nature ones are absolutely to die for. Yeah. Sven, you've heard Swiss German, but you can barely understand it. Okay, I get you because I did study High German in undergrad. I took a year of German and loved it, absolutely loved it. I had the most amazing teacher who, Frau Spears Dietlinde, who was a native German who fled during World War II. She had the most amazing life story, such courage. She fled in the middle of the night in very high banks of snow. I think she was about 4 years old. Yeah. And the only way her mother didn't lose her in the snowbanks was she was wearing a red hat. So I had a wonderful experience learning German from her. I love German. Ja. Dann können wir uns ja auf Deutsch unterhalten, oder? But I'm not fluent. Ich spreche aber ein bisschen, nur ein bisschen Deutsch. Ah, schade. Doch. Yeah. Genau. Genau is a very useful term. I must admit, I do speak a bit when I'm in the Swiss German section or in Germany, right? In a very touristy fashion. But that sounds very good. Thank you, Sven. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kurt, good pronunciation. Ah, danke schön. Does it snow there, Kurt? Yeah, I mean, it snows, absolutely. It snows, I mean, in the city, not too often, not every winter, but we are, of course, surrounded by the Alps. and the Jura Mountains in France on the French border. And my favorite time of the year is when the Jura has snow on it. It often gets a nice powdering, like confectioner's sugar. And of course, during winter, it's covered. You know, the Alps get all the press, but the Jura have their own mystique and beauty. It's a very old mountain chain, similar to the Smoky Mountains, the Appalachians, where I'm from in Tennessee, on the eastern border. The Appalachians, it's a very old mountain chain, and therefore very rounded, right, and lower in altitude than the Rockies, which are very much a younger chain. It's the same with the Alps, a younger chain, so it jets up. It's all rocky and beautiful and rugged and wild. And the Jura is much more peaceful with its own personality. Yeah. There's a lot of snowshoeing on the Jura. There's definitely skiing, but I've never skied on the Jura. Only in the Alps and the Pyrenees and in Italy, in the Alps, the Italian Alps, Courmayeur. I love skiing in Courmayeur. It's a wonderful ski resort. Mid-sized. Chamonix in France. Yeah, all the way around there. Yeah. And what else do we have? What else do we have? As snow goes. You know, of course, it does snow from time to time in the city. And then it's freak out time. The city's not very good, like many cities in the US, right? That never get snow. They're just not equipped. They don't invest from an infrastructure perspective. The municipality doesn't invest in all the snow blowing equipment to clear the way. Yeah. And so they eventually salt the roads and whatnot, but it's a bit of an adventure, a bit of a challenge for at least 24 hours after, I'd say. But the snow's beautiful. You're the only Tennessee 10 I see. You're the only 10 I see. Aw, Kurt. What a darling. Thank you, dear. Do you get that a lot from being in Tennessee? No, I've never heard that before. You're adorable. Thank you, Kurt. What's the cost of living in Switzerland? Yeah, it's pricey for two people. It's, well, of course, it's always in the top 10 of the best places to live in the world, right? Whoever does that list, Zurich and Geneva always make the top 10. There is a reason for that, you know. It's the quality of life. In Switzerland, it's to live a healthy lifestyle. Very easy. People bike here all the time. They have bike lanes, you know. That's very European, Northern and Central European. I don't bike in the city. I'm not, my kids do. I wasn't raised that way, so I don't have that comfort level. But I walk a lot, and I love to hike and ski and go to the thermal baths and all the spa and stuff like that, right? You can grow your own food. Even if you don't have a garden, you can rent an allotment, a parcel of land to grow vegetables. And it's very easy to walk out in a unpolluted area, a lake. Yeah, swim in the lake for free. Many free things to do that are very healthy. And you know, in the US, Kurt, what I always found, and I didn't realize it till I got here. You don't know until you know, right? Particularly in the large urban areas like Chicago, it's hard to get good quality food because the distance from farm to table is simply so long, right? And there's a lot of what they call gray pollution with the transport involved. And Switzerland is so small. They do protect their markets for good reason. And so it's really easy. Hey, Flo. It's really easy to find excellent quality food produced close by. I'm going to have to grab Flo again and show you guys. He's talking. Whereas in the States, it's a bit more difficult. So yes, to answer the question, it's fairly pricey to live here, but the salaries are commensurate with the cost of living, of course, right? It's all relative. It all depends on where you live, right? So if you live in a small village, it's less costly than if you're in Zurich. Zurich is the most expensive city by far. By far. Yeah. That means go outside the European Europe. I live in Europe. I thought about immigrating to Switzerland. Yeah. I'm not sure how hard it is to get a permit, right? You would need a permit to stay, depending on where you're from. If you are a member, a citizen of a European Union country, it's much easier to get here and stay, right? I bet the air quality is excellent there. It is. It so is. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Bruno, tu es toujours là? Je t'ai perdu. No? Ici? Are you still here? I was going to grab Flo. If he comes by, I'll grab him. And yeah. Now what's really risky? Green grass. What's really risky about Switzerland? That one I don't know. I don't know what you're... It's, yeah. Green grass, in what country do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Bruno, j'écoute ta douce voix du chat. Ouais. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know it, but... Let's see if he'll stay. What do you think, Flo? Huh? Yeah. Okay. I think he's getting a little hungry. That's why he's vocalizing. Yeah. So we'll just calm him down a bit. Des belles énergies vibratoires. Ouais. Hey Jay. Hello from Liverpool, England. Hope you're having a lovely day. I'm drinking tea, just back from grocery shopping. Lovely. How British. You're drinking your tea. What did you buy at the grocery store? Tell me something good you got. What'd you get? Yeah? What'd you get, Jay? Do you know I've been to Liverpool? I've been to Liverpool, Jay. Yeah. You know, in the States, I'm actually a corporate attorney. That was my first career, was a corporate attorney. I practiced in a large law firm in Chicago. And oh, she's such a sweetheart. Aren't you sweet? Yes. Sweet little kitty. And I was a transactional attorney. I did mainly mergers and acquisitions. I won't bore you with that. But for one transaction, they flew me to Liverpool. Yeah, they flew me to Liverpool And actually, I landed in Manchester, at the Manchester airport, and I had to rent a car to drive to Liverpool. And I was terrified. I was terrified, Jay, because, well, you guys drive on a different side of the road, don't you? So here I am in the rental car on the different side of the car I'm not used to. Usually that's the passenger side for me, right? And so when I got behind the wheel, literally my hands were shaking. And the rental guy was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I did without mishap. You know, I arrived safely in Liverpool. And I was anxious enough about the transaction. And it was for a client who was acquiring a subsidiary, a company there. So I was there for due diligence purposes as a young associate. And I remember the corporate accountant on the deal, he drove my favorite Jaguar. I don't remember the model. What is it? XJ something at the time. Navy blue. And so he was driving me to the facility, and I walked around to what I call the passenger side of the car. And he's like, "No, Lisa, I like you a lot, but not that much." Because that meant I would be driving the car. So he didn't like me enough for me to drive his precious Jaguar, and I don't blame him one bit. Plus, it was manual gear shift. I can't drive a manual. That's only, automatic transmission for me as an American. Yeah. So that's another story for you, Sven. Do you know what I did, Jay? When I was there, after the deal, after the transaction, I flew to London, or I think I took the train to London. And so that was my first trip to London, which I adored. And my favorite adventure in London at the time was to visit the Tate, the first Tate, the Tate. I went to the Tate Modern, but the Tate Museum, and I had the most glorious lunch there. I find some of the best restaurants are hidden gems inside museums, particularly in Europe. Yeah. So, Jay, you're not telling me what you bought, what you're going to eat, but that's okay. That's okay. So Greengrass, you'd have to give up your European passport for a Swiss passport, right? Well, but I mean, you have to meet the qualifications to actually become Swiss, right? So don't jump the gun. And that's not true. You can have multiple nationalities and be Swiss, absolutely. In fact, most of the people, it's very rare here for me to meet people who are only Swiss. Most people have at least 2 nationalities, hold 2 passports. Yeah. So would it be a problem if you wanted to immigrate back? The problem would be, and I'm not a professional, but in my personal experience, if you came and lived in Switzerland on a permit, if you got a permit, and then you left for over 6 months, then you'd have to start the permit process over. And you wouldn't be able to live here without a new permit, unless you had nationality, of course. And then you could come and go as you pleased. That's my understanding, but I'm not an immigration advisor. J. Paul. Hey, I was just listening to your Liverpool story. Just standard groceries, but also Chinese sauces for stir fry and noodles tonight. Oh, yummy, yummy. Stir fry. That sounds healthy. Yeah. Well, bon appetit to you, J. Paul. Guten Appetit. Greengrass, the Netherlands double passport is forbidden. Verbot, das ist verboten. I remember that. You're right. Yes, of course. Okay. So you want to leave the Netherlands? I mean, I love the Netherlands. Economically speaking, I think it's doing pretty well, yeah. I do have friends who live there right now. Your cat sounds cute. Yeah. He's a sweetheart. He's a bit hungry. I'll feed him after. He's okay. He's a plump guy. He can wait a few minutes. Kurt, so you just help bust bad guys in large companies. Is that what corporate attorneys do? Corporate attorneys. Kurt. Yeah, well, I'm no longer an attorney. I don't. When I moved to Switzerland, I no longer practice law. I'm still licensed. I've maintained my licensing. I worked too hard to get that licensing as a practicing attorney. You know, law school and then the bar exam is takes a lot of work and dedication. And yeah, corporate attorneys. So